back to the channel. My name is Azhani Hannani, and today I'm going to present my own individual project regarding a cashier system for a supermarket. Before we begin, let me introduce you the file that is in my cashier system. So here's the file. There are 7. The first is the cashier system.vp, database form.vp, enter product form.vp, main form.vp, payment form.vp, receipt form.vp, and lastly total form.vp. So I'm going to introduce this file one by one so that you can understand it better. Now I'm going to tackle each of the form one by one and also show you the output and the design. So here the first form that I'm going to tackle is the cashier system.vp. So here there is no output. It is basically like where I will put the data, declaration and the sub procedure and etc. So here I have mentioned the public class product, and there is the declaration for each of the variable that I have put, and also the function get total price. Then there is a public class transaction, which is also to declare the variable that I want, and there is also a function generate transaction, calculate total, process payment. Then the last of in this cashier system is the public class cashier system. So here there is also declaration for the variable and also the sub procedure initial sample product. So here I have declared the product by myself by putting like 10 sample product. So there are rice, cooking oil, sugar, milk, white bread, eggs, chicken, mineral water, instant noodles and toilet paper. So this is a common product that you see in the supermarket. Then we have the add product to database, get product from database, add product to transaction, remove product from cart, process payment and cancel transaction, and lastly the get product list. So the second form that I'm going to present is the main form. So here I'm going to show the output, the design, also the coding. So first I'm going to show you the design here. There's the title, the table, code, product name, quantity, price and total. Then beside the table we have the multiple colorful button that I have put, and each button has its own function, which I'm going to tackle it after this. Then lastly we have the label total amount, which will show the total amount of product that the user entered. Now here is the code for the main form. So I have declared the public class main form and linked it to the cashier system.vp. Then we have the multiple sub procedure. So the first is the sub new, which basically links to the function. So there are the update display. So here it will update the product when the user have entered by showing the name, the code, the quantity, the price and also the total price that I have put in the table. Then there is also update the total amount. Then the button enter product, which will be linked to the enter product form. Then they have the button view total, which will be linked to the total form. Then we have the button process payment, which is going to be linked to the payment form. Then we have the button receipt, print receipt, which will be linked to the receipt form. Then we have the button view database, which is going to be linked to the database form. So in this button remove product, when the user want to remove a product from the table, the user can basically click the product and remove it. But if there is no product in the table, it will show the message box cart is empty. Then it will update the table. Then we have the button cancel transaction. So here if the user want to cancel the transaction, then it will pop out a message, are you sure you want to cancel this transaction? and if there is no transaction, then it would show a message box, no transaction to cancel. Then we have the button exit. So here as the button has said, it is to exit, so it would show the message box, are you sure you want to exit? And if the user say yes, then the application will exit. Then lastly we have the timer clock. So here it will update the date time by showing the date, the month, the year, and also the time of the system. Third form that I'm going to present here is the enter product form. So here's the design for the form. As you can see, there's a title, the product code, the search button, the quantity, and also there are two buttons below the quantity, which is to add to and also the cancel. So here is the coding for the enter product form. Basically, this form is linked to the first form that I have explained before, which is the cashier system. Then we have the public subnew, which is connected to the cashier system as well. Then we have the button search. So here, by this demonstration, if the user enter a product code that is not existent, then it will show please enter a product code. And if they manage to enter a code that is already existed, then it will display the product, the price, and the available stock. And then we're going to proceed with the button add. So here it is to add the quantity of the product that they want. So if the user enter a non-valid quantity, it will show a message box, please enter a valid quantity. Then lastly, we have the button cancel, which is to cancel the enter product. Then I'm going to tackle the payment form.vb. So here is the design for the form. As you can see, there's a title, process payment, the total amount, which is highlighted by the red, the payment amount, which is the total amount of payment that the user need, and then there's a change where I will explain it in the coding after this. Then there is two buttons, process and cancel. So here's the coding for the payment form. So in this form, it also linked to the cashier system. And then there is a private sub update total amount. So here it will update the total amount based on the previous product that the user have entered. Then we have the private sub calculate change. So here, if the user enter amount that is sufficient to the total amount, then it will highlight it green. If it's not, it will highlight it red. Then there is a button process. So here it basically process the payment, and if the user enter a not decimal amount, it will show a message box, please enter a valid payment amount. And if the amount is insufficient, like what I said before, the change would be negative, then it will show a message box, payment amount is insufficient. And if the process payment is successful, it will show a message box, payment process is successful, and then it will show the change and also the success. Then we have the button cancel. Next we have the total form.vb. So here's the design. So we have the title, we have the table which has the code, product name, quantity, unit price, and total. And then below the table we have the subtotal, the total item, and there's also two buttons, the print and also the close button. So here is the code for the total form. Here I have declared the private cashier system. So here it will be linked to the first form that I have explained, the cashier system. Then we have the private subload transaction detail. So here it will load the detail of the product that the user have entered previously by putting the code, the name, the quantity, the price, the total, and it will also update the label the subtotal and the total item. Then here there is a button print. So as you could see by the below the label, the subtotal and total item, there is 2 button. So this is for the print button, which when the user enter, it will print this. And lastly, we have the button close, which closes the total form. Next, we're going to proceed with the receipt form. So here's the design for the receipt form. There's the title receipt, and below is the display for the content of the receipt. And there are 3 buttons: print, save to, and close. Then here is the coding for the receipt form. So this form is linked to the first form, the cashier system. Then there's also a private sub-generate receipt, which will be displayed below the title. So here is the button print. It will show a message box, receipt sent to printer. Then we have the button save. So here the user can save the receipt in the text file in their laptop. And then there is a button close. And lastly, the form that I'm going to tackle is the database form. So here's the design. Here there is a title, the search bar, and user can also refresh this. And for the search button, the user can enter the product name or the code. Then there's also the table, which contains the code, the product name, the price, the stock, and also the status. Then we have the total product below the table, and also the close button. So here is the code for the database form. As you could see, it also linked to the first form that I explained earlier, which is the cashier system. Then we have the private sub load product database. So here it will load all of the product that I have declared in the cashier system. Then we have the text box search. So here, as you can see by the display here, the user can search the product code or the product name, as I have said before, and it would shows the information detail of the product. Then we have the button refresh, which will clear the search text box. Then lastly, they have the button close. That's all for the form that I'm going to present. And I'm going to show you the full demonstration of this system after this. I hope you understand. for my individual project for this cashier system. I hope you understand it and can use it well. Thank you. Have a nice day.